Alright, let's go ahead and check them all off. First, we realized that the new law was going to go out from Zion. Well, it did. It came from Peter telling us what we all should do. Now, also, we saw that thing about in the time of those kings, meaning Rome or the feet. Well, this all went down. That rock was supposed to be crushing all the other kingdoms, including Rome, and endure forever. Yeah, well, Rome fell, of course, sort of. So, I'm not exactly checking this one off, but let's just pretend we did. In fact, we're just going to argue against this one a little bit later on. But of course, you're supposed to assume it came true. That rock was Jesus, obviously, and well, he wasn't made by human hands. Okay, sure. Now we also were seeing the Spirit poured on all nations, meaning any race, nationality, or whatever, although that still negates homosexuals and women, but by judging by recent church activity, it would also exclude people who didn't vote for Bush, those who don't like NASCAR, shop at Walmart, and anybody who's French. Joel told us the sun and moon would do some weird shit, and supposedly they did when Jesus died, according to those writing the story much later on who remembered to sort of revise it a little bit into their story. Oh, because the other people must have forgotten to, you know. Because a blood moon and an eclipse is something that I guess is so easy to forget. Well, anyway, Isaiah came in the desert, John the Baptist or Jesus or whoever. It happened in their time, and some were there to see it, supposedly. While some weren't because they were too busy committing suicide and leaving a horrible mess for somebody to clean up. Finally, it was supposed to come with power. And well, if flaming tongues isn't power enough for you, then check out that guy blowing up the balloon. Now that is blowing power.
So it all came true on that day. It's not something that'll come in our future at all. Fine, so you know that's what you're supposed to believe because it's in the frickin' Bible, which is made by Rome way later after all this stuff happened, which explains how we end up answering our three questions as we do. For instance,
question number 1. When did this kingdom come? Answer, Pentecost, after Christ's death. How does one enter this kingdom? Well, by recognizing Jesus as our Christ and being baptized. And here's the real kicker. What is that kingdom? Well, isn't that obvious? It's the church.
Yeah, that was actually how we answered that question. That's how the Roman Catholic Church actually answers it for centuries, ever since its creation. And of course, not just any church has to be the Roman Catholic Church only, of course. But then to the ICC, we instead had it be our church, which only ours, because you know we were the only ones doing what the Bible said we're supposed to do. You know, don't you know? It's interesting. And I think that's kind of sad when you say that this is how we're going to divide people up into heaven and hell. You know, sure you went to church, but you went to the wrong church. Your church is the wrong church. Our church is the right church. You have to come to the right church. You have to come to our church. Okay, God just makes me want to strangle people. And that's actually what the boys who studied with me came right out and said. I kid you not. I actually had trouble with them saying this, so I stopped studying with them, and you know, right then and there, right away. So I went back to the church that I'd been attending before I met them, and I only chose that one because it was right across the street from where I was living. It was an old Southern Baptist church. All white people, they're all old, boring as hell. We sang hymns like somebody had died.
But the ICC was full of people of all ages and all races and all cultures. I wanted that diversity. I did. But at what cost? I couldn't stand that. I mean, that level of arrogance, it just drove me crazy. But I did want to live by the Bible, and they were the only ones who were actually taking the personal time with me to show me all of this shit. So I guess you could just say it was the hell of a choice.
That was at the Baptist church that we had a men's luncheon at the Golden Corral when the Baptist minister, Reverend Turner, I think his name was, made a couple of nigger jokes, which stunned the hell out of me. I was pretty pissed. The rest of the white men, you know, they're all white, of our congregation, just laughed along, like, you know, I couldn't handle that. Easter Sunday came around, and a really friendly, very, very sweet, beautiful-looking black family attended service there. And I saw how everyone kind of kept cordial, but, you know, there was this deep, what the hell are they doing here kind of thing going on. I realized I couldn't stay with a church like that. I just couldn't. I have no room for that kind of racism in my life. Sorry, but I don't. So my decision was made. And I just so happened to get a call back from Toji later on that night. And I thought, what the fuck? So I went ahead with the rest of the studies and I joined up with the ICC. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Matthew chapter 6, he says, "So don't worry saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things too, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these other things will be given to you as well." The good news is, I'd already found it. That kingdom, I found it! The church! The ICC! Well, yeah, we'll just see about that.